don't need bigger knife. Yeah.
Greetings, everybody. We're back around the table again for another episode, and we're going to continue our exploration of the Voyager, Kris style.
Oh, so much nerdery.
I mean, I'm glad they did it.
Yeah. Some of us are glad they did it.
You're not?
It's interesting that they did it.
Yeah, and you might as well throw it on the Voyager handle because they've got the Vaquero blade shape
and
already, and that's fine. That's fine that they did it, but it's way cooler in the Tie-Light package than it is in the Voyager
Frank
package.
Beltrain stilettos are still used in Kris blades.
They need to release the Tie-Light just more than 2,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
The limited edition one?
Yeah.
I think they should make it a regular production. I
Hell
think for
yeah.
sure. This is weird, though. And this is the regular production and not the other way around, right? So, I don't know. For me, it's a mix-matched. It's a force knife rather than being a natural knife like the Tie-Light is.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I think that's kind of my hang-up. You're right, there is a bit of a disconnect between the handle and the blade there.
You're just a sucker for Kris blades, and you
I am.
just kind
But
of like
I
unique
don't-
shit too.
But I don't hate that blade. Or sorry, the handle. I love the blade. I don't hate that handle.
I don't hate the handles either. Now the XL's too big for me, and I'd rather the large. I don't know about Nigel with the double XLs. It probably fits pretty good.
Yeah,
But
it does have that extra spot there that hangs off. But
Two-handed wheeling.
well, of course, is because when you want that extra pokey leverage,
And you've still got room up front. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a
I
huge
get
handle.
over 8 inches of actual reach if I like hold up the back of the knife here.
Like
Yeah,
you
you
pistol
do.
grip it.
Yeah,
And it's still going to behind your pinky. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. that's 8 1/8 inches to
so
be specific.
and we did dabble on the Tuesday episode the length per weight ratio, which is also very surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the size of this knife, like the footprint and the overall heft of it, it's not that heavy, really.
No.
You might say it came as a shock.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That's a shock with a capital X.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, that's been the theme tonight.
A little bit.
So yeah, you gotta give it credit for what it's due, but at the same time, the weight was 7 ounces,
7.8.
7.4?
7.4.
7.4 ounces.
Is that with steel liners or aluminum? And I'm sad I don't
It
know
is
that.
steel liners
Okay.
on the Voyager series.
And full
Yeah.
steel liners, too.
And I'm impressed. Yeah, there's no skeletonization in there whatsoever.
No, they don't have time for that.
Yeah.
They're too busy making videos about how strong their triad locks are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, like that weight is about the same weight as a buck.
Yeah,
the
Buck
Buck 110.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was the point I was getting at is, yes, 7 is relative for this size, but still absolutely crazy when you think about it as an EDC option as far as a pocket knife.
Yeah.
You might as well carry a Leatherman Surge.
Amongst the 20 other things you carry.
Yeah.
And for the record, it's a rebar. Much more reasonable.
It's much lighter than a Surge.
I think it's
still-
actually lighter than this.
I mean, a ZT456
quite.
is in that same range, too. And I regularly carry that thing.
Yeah.
But you're
But
getting
it
up
still
into
fits in your
beast.
pocket
That's true.
Well, it's not so much that this does fit in my pocket, but
with
What-
nothing else.
well, no, I got other crap in there. But I've got other crap in there. But it's the blade shape for me. Like, as much as I love the uniqueness of the blade shape, unless I'm cutting through bread, it's not going to be particularly useful in my day-to-day
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, like if I was going on a trip to the unexplored jungles and I was worried about whatever mercenaries kidnapping and stuff like that, this would be an awesome thing just to have for the
Intimidator?
insurance.
Yeah.
Apparently, Nigel's Indiana Jones in this scenario.
Well,
but yeah,
Jeez, I mean,
Only
you're gonna
this scenario?
you're gonna be in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, and you're not gonna take something like this. And,
what
come on.
I was going to say,
and this guy dropping
Do you not?
F-bombs.
Oh, well.
Jeez.
it's a very niche market, honestly. But I used to work at a place that sold insulation, and they sold serrated bread knives as insulation cutting knives. If you're in that field, that's the knife you want, man. That
Wouldn't
thing
be
will
bad
cut
for that.
awesome for that.
And I do like the fact, and maybe we can get a close up here, of the tip itself. I do like the fact that there is the very last little bit of hawkbill with the tip, and especially for tipping it down with the wrist up and being able to score.
It's going to hook and it's going to drag a little bit.
At least they're trying to do something, even though that was probably just as much tactical as it was anything else.
Oh yeah, it's very reminiscent of the Black Talon.
It
not
does,
quite as ridiculous, but
it does give you some similar application for that particular use, right?
I mean, even with a slight recurve on
but you're stretching so much to try to make something justifiable to carry, other than just like
the novelty, the sheer novelty.
100%, and that's exactly what this knife is to me, is pure novelty.
It's one of those things like, oh man, I want to have it in my collection just to have it. It's not even so much that I think I'd want to carry it to use it.
No.
But having it in your pocket, first you got to get through the absolutely abhorrent texture of the pocket clip on the...
So the Cold Steel is not necessarily as considerate as Spyderco when it comes to this. There's no flat spot underneath that clip.
Mm-hmm.
It's an aggressive texture.
It's just pyramids everywhere.
And there's not much clearance at the front end of the clip there, and the tension that they put on it is crazy tight.
It is solidly a Cold Steel clip.
Oh, yeah.
And I will say that as far as military law enforcement in a situation where you don't ever want this knife popping out unless you meaningfully draw it out of your pocket, I could get this in and out of the pocket fine, but the fabric on my pants, it would not survive very long. And I think I mentioned that last episode, but I think it bears repeating that this is not marketed towards Canadian civilians, really,
No,
so it's hard to
definitely
conceptualize.
not.
Yeah.
No, and all the things that knife can do, I bought this one for, and I can actually carry this one.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, little bit more, slightly more price point. You're looking at like a $60 plus price point, a $40 plus maybe US American price point difference. I'm not sure. But the price point on this guy, $129 American off of Cold Steel's website.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable.
That's an Endura from Spyderco with a wave for the same price. That's a lot more knife for the same price.
It is a lot more knife, but as far as pretty reasonable for what you're getting, as far as the Oz 10, as far as the steel liners, you are paying $10 more for the grind on the Kris blade than you are for every single other one of
which
Voyager.
may or not
fair.
be.
Look at that thing.
Yeah.
The grind, yes, I totally justify. Practicality and use, why would I spend $10 more on this than I would a clip of Vaquero?
I just told you, for cutting insulation.
Yeah. So all you insulators out there,
get on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for that price point, you're not going to find a better knife.
No.
And you probably, bread knife for $25.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
Well, what's insulation? Glass? Nothing to worry about.
They were 5 actually, not 25.
Oof.
So yeah, on the note of the pocket ergonomics on this guy, it's kind of really disappointing that they didn't do the thumb plate instead of the thumb studs.
It seems like a missed opportunity.
That knife is screaming.
Yeah.
Screaming for a thumb plate.
Like Kris Blade, the XL Voyager, you're kind of marketing towards the self-defense oriented.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you pop that on
But
there?
you would have to change the Voyager platform.
And that's the reason why, right?
That's exactly why.
Yeah.
Well, even though Paul mentioned there's already a slope, I was kind of just looking at it there, and I'm not sure.
They might have take out more, I think.
Yeah, they might have had to change the pattern of the wave of the Kris and had that at a different spot.
Just flip it over, but the spike on the back.
Yeah.
But then you lose the hooky.
Don't do that.
But I mean, as much as even the Vaquero blade probably deserves to have a wave on it as well,
right?
You would have to change what the Voyagers were to something completely different. And they've already got Black Talons, they've got AK-47s, they've got Rajas that you can always wave out of your pocket. So I think more than anything else,
Kris bladed Raja.
I mean, yes,
I'll take it.
With that, like,
but it's got to be a kukri.
Yeah, kukri Kris.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All of you just need to never be on Cold Steel's designing team.
Think of the millions we could make, though.
That's a little optimistic.
All of a sudden, there's just like the boom closed.
Out of business. Lynn Thompson thought it was a great idea, and
gone. The very next year.
He's very sadly barbecuing pigs by himself now, where the factory used to be.
He's got no knives left to cut them up.
No, just the two. What were they?
How'd you get the pig? I sold the lives. All right.
So the other thing was ergonomics and actual use. So even if you did decide to use this thing for your day-to-day tasks, it's
Don't.
it's a huge handle. I mean, yes, there's a lot of grip options, but I mean, I could see a lot of situations where this part here is just going to.
Right down the
Speaking
face.
of other parts getting in the way.
Yeah, like I could see this getting in your way. I could see you feeling like you might want to get back here, but then no. It's weird. This really seems good for like whacking and poking. It's not really so good for. I'm just gonna cut this cheese.
It
here.
is not office carry.
No.
Depends on the office.
No.
Accounting at Cold Steel.
Only if you're working
Yeah.
at Cold Steel.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I am able to get into the two different positions with the extra length of the grip handle there, but it doesn't offer me too much variety.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't almost play it.
Well, and again, ultimately, it comes down to what the best choice is, and in an
You
EDC
can do
choice,
with what you've
Yeah.
got, kind of.
Yeah.
And I guess we should probably just take that conversation out of the picture when it comes to this particular knife, because realistically speaking, it's not an EDC option. It's a novelty option. We're going to carry it from time to time because it's fun. And if you think the price point is worth the price point, then buy it up because it's going to be a
Indeed.
fun knife to carry.
There's a reason why most knives are in that 3 to 4 inch range,
But
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
not beyond that.
Well, and not just that, but even just the wave and the blade shape itself. You've got high points, you've got low points. Good luck resharpening. Don't
Yeah.
bring it to me.
We will sell you a little diamond rod. And
I'll sell you a Spartaco sharp, mate.
Yeah.
We'll do it up. Like
No
it's, yeah.
problem.
Yeah, is there any other major points that we wanted to touch on with this guy?
I think the lanyard holds weird.
It's just in there for
Well,
the handle.
it's-
For
okay,
those who want it.
I don't. When you're talking about getting it forward, you were talking about the 3 grip positions. I've got 1. I've also got 2 back here. But if you do want to go Tom Brown style, you can get out there. And it's surprising on how positive of a grip if you're just holding the back of the pistol. And then the lanyard might come into play on that.
It's just weird with that particular blade style. I can understand with the Bowie style where you might be chopping into something, but with this, it's just
Even a small lanyard to give yourself an extra finger hold off the back in that same grip.
Even like, the tails rather than the loop even type of
That's it.
idea, right?
Mhm.
Kinda like-
Turkish
yeah.
I could live with that.
Turk's head knot or
The
something.
real reason why I can see it though is it's just how else are you going to get it out of your pocket? You need to be able to find it first, right?
Well, of course.
Oh,
it's
this
so
thing
well
rides-
hidden
Yeah.
that how else are you going to find?
Yeah, there's only
This-
an inch of it hanging out.
Here, let's show that off because
Yeah.
we were going to close this up, but Jesus, that's a lot of tail hanging
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
and that's what she said.
Oh dear.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, shouldn't be difficult to find in your pocket.
It
No.
is not like deep concealed carry.
Now, I will give you the fact again that Cold Steel does consider the lefties
Mhm.
and does give you a contoured clip going towards the left-hand
Yeah.
pocket. As a general rule, if it's a right-hand carry only, I give it a 3 on my personal
Yep.
side of things.
Yeah.
Even with the left-hand carry option, I gave this thing a 4 because of how
Yeah.
much this texture just chews the crap out of your pocket.
I almost gave this a 3. I only gave it a 4 because it was left-hand carryable.
Mhm.
For me, it just
That
came...
was nice of you. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for thinking.
One time.
Yeah.
Well,
Never again.
I gave it a 5. Well, really just because, again, it's a super aggressive texture, but hey, if you're into that kind of thing.
In a gloved hand, like you're saying, with police officer or something like that, it's going to be great. But
With pants, you don't care if they're going to get torn up as much.
yeah, I don't know how those tack pants. They're like bulletproof, aren't they?
No, you need the chainsaw resistant ones,
There you go.
especially with a knife like that.
Tech pants.
You don't know. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, though.
Yes.
Terrible.
And on that note, we should probably end before we get too silly.
Good
Before we
lord,
become
yeah.
an infomercial for tech pants.
Yeah. So yeah, gonna give a giant thank out to the Cutting Edge once again for being such a wonderful establishment and letting us play with their fancy little toys.
Doing reviews, however realistic and practical they may be.
For hearing this silly thing. This thing's
Yeah.
awesome, yeah.
Yeah, and big or small, you've got practical, you've got fun. Like it's
Mhm.
it's cool that they do have a little bit of everything for us, and we can get a kick out of some of the fun stuff that they do bring. Right.
That's exactly it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, you want to head on over to Instagram there and give us a follow. You get some behind the scenes stuff, information about future giveaways that we're doing.
Links to the newest videos,
Yeah,
Mhm.
stories and more.
stories. Yeah,
Bedtime stories mostly.
they won't need
Oh,
They-
these aren't kid stories.
They shouldn't need.
Oh, they're bedtime stories.
You
Uh-oh.
both suck. You shouldn't need the URL because you should be following us already.
Oh, I see
Yeah.
where you were going with that.
Oh, so
Bad.
you're
Yeah.
guilt tripping people now, are you?
Yes.
And on the note of guilt tripping people, you guys should also head on over to the Patreon and be willing to donate to our crazy cause and help support our silly antics.
And definitely the more people that do start to go over a little bit more contribution on the Patreon, probably the quicker the giveaway will happen on Patreon as well. And that's a guilt trip as well. And if you don't sign up, what's the point of doing a giveaway? We'll probably still do it anyway, by the way. But we'll do it big if a bunch of people show interest in the Patreon.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
The bigger the interest, the bigger the giveaways, for sure.
Most definitely.
Indeed. So yeah, that all being that, this is Nigel the Smith signing off.
I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
No, XL.ca.
We will catch you again next week.
And we are not sponsored by Tack Pants. Tack Pants!
We don't need bigger knife. Yeah.